Stigma and discrimination isolates people and reinforces inequality and prevent individuals from seeking help. But they can be challenged through awareness and empathy. Not all wounds are visible, but stigma leaves scars just the same. Stigma is how people are judged, discrimination is how they're treated because of it. The reason why people are afraid to talk about their mental health is because because you know what's going on. The people who they hang around with. And the problem with that is when people want to talk about their mental issues and their mental problems, for some reason people want to violate them about it. And you know, that can cause them to become silent. It happens in schools, workplaces, and even at home. It can be your own friends, your own family. Because of mental health, race, gender, and disability, or simply being different than everybody else, not being the same, it silences voices, it builds fear, and it stops people from asking for help when they need it the most. And that could really hurt. But stigma isn't really permanent. It breaks when we choose understanding over being judged. It breaks when we choose understanding over being condemned. It breaks when we're tired of listening to people who violate us, who disrespect us, and who are mean. Listen more, judge less. Because change starts with how we treat each other and you know the way that we react towards each other. End stigma, start empathy. Okay? And just to also say, not all harm is visible. Some of us hide it, we mask it. So when we go outside, it may look like we are okay, but inside we are not. Some of it comes from the way we see and treat each other. Stigma is a label, and it's more than a label. A judgment placed on somebody before you even know their story. And against discrimination is what follows when the judgment turns into unfair treatment. And all of this stuff happens every single day. You know, someone's just ignored, excluded, or underestimated because of their mental health, their background, their identity, or simply because they are different, where they came from, who they are as a person, you know. And that generally is kind of sickening. It's kind of sad, to be honest, that people cannot explain how they feel about certain things. And that's generally the problem with this generation. The generation thinks that being honest, I mean, being honest is a good thing, right? But it's the way they say things that make people, you know, hide it inside. And the impact, it goes deeper than most people realize. It creates silence, it builds isolation, it makes people feel like they don't belong in the environment. But here's the truth. Once again, as I said before, stigma isn't permanent. It exists because of people's low mindset and their misunderstanding. And that means it can be unlearned. We can choose to listen instead of judge, to learn instead of assume, to include instead of exclude, right? Because once you start excluding people and you start assuming, you start judging other people, then you wonder why they keep everything to themselves instead of telling other people, because they are afraid that they might get violated and get bullied for no reason. And because behind every label is a human being, everyone is human. And again, and as I said this, end stigma, challenge discrimination. Start with how you want to treat people today. Because this is a legit problem of the world. Some of the most painful experiences in life don't leave visible marks. They don't bruise the skin, they don't break bones, but they still hurt deeply. This is legit the true reality of stigma and discrimination, you know?